Are you not going to mention the White Sox game? We're going to mention the White Sox game.
Oh,
I'm sorry. The White Sox-Rangers game gets its own segment, and it is called Pop-Off.
Did I miss something? Did something happen?
Yeah, you missed the fact that it's so ridiculous that we need Cookie Pop and Candy Pop to help us absolutely dunk on this entire situation. AJ, you're going to kick things off for us, and we'll show you some screenshots. We'll mix in maybe some quotes, but Elvis Andrus wins the night for scoring a run because you damn catchers can't stop blocking the plate. Get out of the way for once so base runners can do their thing and show off their Trey Turner fancy slides. Elvis Andrus was robbed of the perfect slide, and he ended up getting the run scored because instant replay overturned it, and nobody on the planet expected that to happen. And they've actually been somewhat consistent to not make a call like this. No? I mean, you haven't seen something this bad in a while. Like, this one stood out. Everyone's like, oh, this is fine. Like, run's not going to score. No big deal. And then the whole world was shocked. The White Sox were shocked. What happened, AJ?
They called Jonah Heim for blocking the plate, which this isn't quite Jim Joyce, Armando Galarraga, perfect game, horrible call that'll live forever. This is more Jerry Meals calling Julio Lugo safe in the 19th inning, even though he was clearly out against the Pirates because he wanted to go home. This is that bad. This is one of the worst calls that I've ever seen. Because what the fuck, I said it, is Jonah Heim supposed to do? And this is one of the worst rules we ever put in baseball. Buster Posey got hurt. We changed the rule because of one guy getting hurt. Run over the damn catcher. Let the catcher block home plate. Jonah Heim, the still shot shows him on the backside of home plate when the throw comes. He then has to go get the ball. He steps across home plate. Elvis Andrus can slide right between them. There is a lane. He tags him out. There's a lane to the inside. Now, the fact that Elvis Andrus didn't have his boy behind him, showing him to slide to the inside, that's on the White Sox. But the fact that an umpire, and I don't know who the umpire was that was in New York, that is an absolutely horrific call. And I'm a White Sox fan. They won the game because of it. That is one of the worst calls I have ever seen in my life, especially replay assisted. And then Bruce Bochy coming out to argue at all of half a mile an hour in his jog is also amazing. And be thankful, MLB, that I wasn't the catcher in this game, because not only would have Bochy been ejected, I would have been ejected, and there probably would have been some things ejected from the dugout that I was throwing on the field. So just an absolute disgrace. And why was this even reviewed in the first place? It's an absolutely horrible job by Major League Baseball and whoever the umpires were in New York.
Agreed. I mean, it's
hey.
If somebody was at the game, they could tell us what happened.
If only someone knew that this was going to happen, so they casually strolled over to the Rangers-White Sox game last night. Our boy Russ Dorsey from Stadium joining us. So was the stadium all like when they heard that?
Well, you see there was nobody in the ballpark that thought that rule was going to go the White Sox way. You hear Benetti and Stone shocked on broadcast. It's a bad call. Like, you guys opined perfectly, AJ. You opined perfectly on that. And I like the still shot of the overhead where you see Jonah Heim on the right side of the plate, giving Elvis Andrus almost 80% of the plate. Then when the throw comes in, he shifts to the other side of the plate where 80% of the plate is available. Do I think the rule is bad, like AJ said? No, I want to keep guys like Kratzy and AJ healthy, and so that guys can play their entire careers and not get hurt. I understand that you guys played in a different era where you could run over the catcher and you had a lot of equipment on that other guys don't have. And so you want, and AJ, I know you want to get physical with guys at the plate. I get it, but it's just a bad call. It's a bad call, and I think it's the exception, not the rule.
It's a terrible call. I mean, it's not even like. I'm more of an accountability guy. Like, why do we not have some kind of accountability? And I get it, hearing AJ pop off. AJ's like, I would have been throwing stuff out of the dugout. Now the next time AJ has whatever umpire was in New York, clearly by himself, going like, he's on his, wait, there's a play? Hang on one sec. This is my chance. Hey, Mom, check it out. I'm going to totally blow this call for no apparent reason at all. And it just, like, there just needs to be accountability. And did you go to the presser after the game, Russ?
I didn't. I didn't.
Okay.
So I didn't know what was there and what was said about the ruling. But I think this is it's one of those days where there's a call from New York that was made to the Rangers today, right? Where you say, hey, that wasn't called the correct way. It's like in the NBA where you have the last 2-minute call where it's like, oh yeah, we kind of screwed that up in the fourth quarter that cost you the game. I imagine that call was made today.
Yeah, but it's like they screwed it up, but they go to replay and they screwed it up. Not like, I see, like, you got to be definitive. Like, it's not like on the play, it is really tough. We complain about it all the time. How can that guy get it wrong? Stuff's happening super fast. It is happening super slow in New York, and they screwed it up.
Yeah, I think this is one where the letter of the law, it was called correctly. Because I'm assuming if there's any portion of the catcher's foot on the plate, that counts as blocking the plate. And that doesn't seem right. It's one of those like, hey, a guy could steal second base, but if he pops off the bag by a millimeter, then he's out, right? It's like, no, he beat that tag. But is there something that you can do about it? No, it's one of those you got to take it on the chin until they change the rule about any part of the catcher blocking the plate is considered blocking. But when you have the entire world see that play, when you got still shots, when we got 80 frames in ballparks now, when you have the replay review in New York that's supposed to get these calls right, and then you still get it wrong, and then you have the opposing team's broadcast saying how wrong it was, even though it went their way, that's when you have some issues.
What? But is that I didn't know that is the rule? Like, you can't have any part of your pinky toe on home plate?
I think from what I understand, if a portion of your foot is blocking some part of the pathway, what is considered the pathway, then it would be blocking. I could be wrong about that, but from how I understand the rule, that's how it was called last night. So until there's something that says it's not that, that's how everybody is seeing what they ruled last night.
So, Russ,
Yes,
the thing
sir.
is, as a former catcher, I was there in 2014 when they implemented this rule. We were told you start inside off the plate, and then wherever the throw takes you, you go. The throw took him there. He didn't just move because he wanted to move and stand there. He moved to the ball, and he actually did it right. He jumped all the way across, and the whole inside was – this is on the White Sox, like I said in the pop.